Well, welcome to part 3. Sorry it's late, a lot going on, Christmas and everything. Just didn't have time with work and everything else. Anyway, give you the progress. What I decided to do was paint the US troops first. So, this is where we're at. Basically what I did was, you can see the size of the figures. Almost impossible for me to hold and paint at the same time, so I've used golf tees with a bit of white tack or blue tack, whichever you can get your hands on. Basically just stick the figure on and then you can hold it. Makes life so much easier when you're painting. Anyway, first off, let's say my painting abilities are not good. I mean, pretty poor really. There's two different types of gamers, those that like to paint the figures, those that like to play the games. I fall into the later category. I'm more of a player than a painter. So, as I say, not good, but I paint what I would think is a reasonable tabletop standard. I would never enter a competition with painting, is nowhere near that good. Anyway, first off what I did was I paint the whole of the figure with US dark green. So there's a guy painted all over. Okay, after that I let him dry, and then what I'll do then is I'll paint the gun or rifle or whatever he's got with a saddle brown, and obviously I'll paint the boots black again. There he is. After that I then paint the skin colour, so the hands and the face, and I also paint the webbing. I used green grey for the webbing. So that's that one. This will show very close up there, not exactly big figures. And then last but not least, I then paint the base. I give the helmet a coat of this one, which is the old brown violet, which is the same colour when I paint the tanks when I get around to doing it. And then once they're all done and they're dry, I see, you know, it's just I did this block of wood which has 5 holes in it, basically just to stand the figures up when they dry. So once the figures are all dry, you can then stick them onto your base. Now I did mention last time that I was going to try nully put, which is what I've normally used, and also these ready mix fillers. Well, I tried the ready mix filler and I found it really good. It's so easy to do. Just cover the base with the filler, stick your figures into it, let it dry. Now the problem I did was I got a normal one which actually takes 24 hours to dry. So you put your figures in, put it to one side, you have to leave it for 24 hours. Not really good, but I've since found you can get a quick drying one which dries in 30 minutes to an hour, which is brilliant. Anyway, and once that's dry I then give them a coat of brown. So there's a set on a base which I've painted, and you can see they look okay. Not brilliant paint. If you look up close, they are not brilliant by any means, but I say on the table when you're playing the game, they look fine. Well, I personally think they look fine anyway. So anyway, after that, I then in between the figures use a paintbrush with some watered down PVA, painted in, and then once I've done that, I then cover them with a light green flock, which give me this. So and I see that's as far as I'm going to go. I will give them a coat of matte varnish in a spray, which will protect them, because when you're picking the figures up you're just going to rub the paint off them otherwise, which is not good. It means you're touching them up all the time. So give them a spray of matte varnish around the top, and then it just protects them when you're handling them. But that's as far as I've got so far with the US. So what I plan on doing is obviously finish this off. For my purchases this month, I actually bought the Fortress Europe book, which I've actually left in work, which is not much good. And he also bought the US transfers. So in the next month what I'll do is I'll give you a review of the Fortress Europe book, and I'll also discuss and show you what doing the US tanks and put the transfers on, my way of doing it. Hey, there's loads of different ways of doing it. I'm just showing you what I feel is an easy way of doing it. So anyway, there you go. That's where my US troops are up to at the moment. So a few more stands to go. So next month's one bit, hopefully I'll show you the whole platoon done, and then I'll get on to the Germans. Alright, see you then.